So I think what's happened in the last year or two is that in addition to innovation being a very important thing to do, for most CEOs and most companies, it is now an urgent thing to do, and they recognize that it's not something that can be done by one department or one person, like a chief innovation officer, that their next generation of leaders need to really have those critical innovation competencies to create the future. One thing is that I think all of us in my generation who have been in the innovation field for 20 or 30 years, we have tried to do everything we can to create a next generation of leaders who can take our experience and translate it into what is really going to be required for those who follow. So hopefully we have not created acolytes. What we've created is people who can add to what we've done and provide something that's really meaningful and on target for the next generation. Not on the value of the company they created, not on the share price of the increase that occurred while they were CEO or anything else. It's the impact they had on the next generation of leaders. And I'd say the next generation meaning skipping a level, not their success, not people who are in the succession path for their job, but the younger generation of leaders, the high potentials as they call them. That's who I believe it's most important that senior leaders affect. And I think the best senior leaders in fact do that, and they connect, and in fact innovation is one of the main themes that they are able to connect with that next generation on. I also, by the way, just as a note, I have 6 children. My oldest son is now the senior partner for healthcare innovation at Deloitte. My youngest son, save one, my youngest son's still in high school, but my next youngest son is has gone into user-centered design, UX design, ergonomics, and is driving innovation from the other side. So I feel that both my own children as well as everybody I've taught for the last 20 years has picked up on this theme and gone forward in their own way. Yeah. The reason I mention acolytes, it's not about creating people who think like I do. It's about giving people the tools that they can then create their own stories. My youngest son gave his sophomore speech on, I want to create my own stories. And he did it off of the Dos Equis ad, but the whole thing was, I don't want to live somebody else's story, I want to create my own stories. And I think I want to help people create their own stories, but give them the fodder that lets them do that. Most good leaders, seasoned leaders, really want to connect with the creative spark of the next generation of leaders in their company and with millennials and X's and Y's, etc. So they want to connect. That's the good news. They want to feel comfortable, which means that people who are really creative and innovative on the kind of creative side need to be able to respect that senior leaders also want to see a little bit of discipline. So my advice for younger people coming into the innovation field is to combine creativity with discipline, and so they can really both change the world and bring their leaders along with them.